The universe is 13.8 billion years old. It contains 2 trillion galaxies. Each galaxy contains hundreds of billions of stars. Many of those stars have planets. Many of those planets sit in habitable zones where liquid water can exist. By every calculation we have, the universe should be teeming with intelligent life. Civilizations should have risen, expanded, and left undeniable marks across the cosmos billions of years before we existed. And yet, silence. No signals, no megastructures, no visitors, nothing. This is the Fermi Paradox, and the most unsettling answer to it is a concept called the Great Filter. My name is Quantumatrixx, and today we investigate a question that may be the most important one our species has ever asked. Not, are we alone, but why are we alone, and what the answer might mean for our future. Let's follow the evidence. In 1950, physicist Enrico Fermi sat down to lunch with colleagues at Los Alamos and asked a simple question. Where is everybody? He wasn't being casual. He had just done the math. Given the age of the galaxy, even a civilization traveling at a fraction of the speed of light could colonize the entire Milky Way in a few million years. That's a long time by human standards, but a blink compared to the 13 billion years our galaxy has existed. The math says the galaxy should be full. Our telescopes say it isn't. This is the Fermi Paradox, and for 70 years, scientists have been trying to resolve it. In 1998, economist Hanson published an essay that reframed the question. He proposed the Great Filter, the idea that somewhere along the path from dead matter to a spacefaring civilization, there is a barrier so difficult that almost nothing gets through. Hanson laid out the stages: simple chemistry, self-replicating molecules, single-celled life, complex cells with a nucleus, sexual reproduction, multicellular organisms, intelligence, technology, interstellar colonization. Each step seems plausible, but the final result, a civilization spreading across the galaxy, is something we see no evidence of anywhere. So one of those steps must be nearly impossible. The question is, which one? And the answer to that question changes everything. Here is the critical divide that makes the Great Filter so philosophically devastating. The filter is either behind us or ahead of us. If it is behind us, humanity has already passed through the hard part. The filter was some early step, the origin of life itself, perhaps, or the emergence of complex cells, or the evolution of intelligence. These things happened on Earth, but they are so extraordinarily rare that they almost never happen anywhere else. We are a cosmic accident. We are alone because life like ours almost never exists. This is frightening in its loneliness, but it is also hopeful. It means we are past the worst of it. If the filter is ahead of us, the implications are almost unbearable. It would mean that life arises relatively easily, that intelligence develops regularly, that civilizations reach exactly our level of development, and then almost universally fail to survive. Something kills them every time before they can spread. The silence of the universe is not empty space. It is a graveyard. So what candidates do we have for the filter? Scientists have proposed several. The origin of life, abiogenesis, remains one of the most plausible early filters. We have been trying to replicate it in laboratories for decades. Life on Earth arose exactly once from non-living chemistry, and we have no reliable estimate of how likely that is. It may be so improbable that in a universe of trillions of planets, it has happened only here. The evolution of the eukaryotic cell, the complex cell with a nucleus that all animals, plants, and fungi are made of, is another candidate. It happened once in Earth's history, through a merger between 2 entirely different types of organism. Some biologists argue this was the single most improbable event in the history of life. Then there is the emergence of intelligence itself. Complex brains capable of abstract thought, language, and technology arose exactly once in 4 billion years of evolution on Earth. Every other lineage, insects, fish, birds, octopuses, developed intelligence to varying degrees but never crossed into civilization-building territory. Perhaps that threshold is nearly impossible to cross. But here is what should genuinely alarm us. A 2024 paper proposed a new candidate for the Great Filter, one that is not in our past, but arriving in our present. Artificial intelligence. Astronomer Michael Garrett argued that if civilizations follow the developmental path we appear to be on, rapidly integrating AI into every system, then the lifespan of a communicating civilization after adopting widespread AI is approximately 100 to 200 years. Not thousands of years, not millions, 1 or 2 centuries. Not long enough to establish colonies on other worlds. Not long enough to send detectable signals that would survive the time delay across interstellar distances. Just long enough to become silent. If Garrett is right, the Great Filter isn't a meteor strike or a nuclear war. It is a technology that every sufficiently advanced civilization invents, and that almost none of them survive. And we invented it last year. There is one more piece of evidence that researchers consider the most direct test of the Great Filter, and it is one that many scientists dread: Mars. If we find life on Mars, even microbial, even fossil evidence, it would be, in the words of astrobiologist Paul Davies, the most terrifying discovery in human history. Not because the lice is dangerous, but because of what it would imply. If life arose independently on Mars, our nearest neighbor, a world far less hospitable than Earth, then abiogenesis is easy. Life starts wherever conditions allow, which means the early filter candidates are eliminated, which means the filter must lie ahead. Every discovery of life beyond Earth narrows the window of hope that the filter is behind us. So far, Mars is silent. We have not found life. Every mission has returned the same answer: nothing. For now, that silence is reassuring. But our instruments are imperfect and our exploration is incomplete. The next Mars missions carry better tools. The answer could change. Here is where we stand. The universe has had 13.8 billion years to produce visible civilizations. We see none. The Great Filter says something prevents them. We do not know if that something is behind us or ahead. If it is behind us, we are the miracle, the 1 in a trillion accident that made it through. The universe is only witnesses to itself. If it is ahead of us, every civilization that reached our level thought it was the exception. Every one of them was wrong. And now, the most unsettling question. We are, right now, at the exact developmental stage where the filter, if it lies ahead, would be approaching. We have nuclear weapons capable of ending civilization. We have biological research that could accidentally or deliberately create existential threats. We have artificial intelligence advancing faster than our ability to understand it. Every civilization that destroyed itself probably saw the warning signs. Every one of them probably thought they were different. So I'll leave you with the question that Robin Hanson asked in 1998 and that no one has answered since. Is the silence of the universe a tragedy that already happened to everyone else, or a warning that is meant for us? What do you think? Is the Great Filter behind us, or are we approaching it right now? Leave your answer below. I read every comment. And if this question unsettles you as much as it unsettles me, that is the correct response. Subscribe, because next week we go deeper.